So I have decided to do some ad hoc little short episodes, which is just me talking about what I do really, and anything else that I feel called to share. So I wanted to talk about the work I do. I'm actually a life purpose coach, a career coach, and a relationship coach. And so I, as you know, this podcast is the Never Settle podcast, and that came as a result of the fact that I was settling in my life for far too long a few years ago, and I did something about it, and I changed it, and I've been a lot happier as a result of doing that. And it's such a shame that so many people in this world continue to settle in jobs they hate, in relationships that do not fulfill them, because the alternative thoughts, it's too scary, better the devil you know, can't afford it, staying for the kids, and all the other BS that we use as our self-talk to keep us stuck where we are, and never moving forwards. More recently, I've been back in the corporate world. So I am an accredited facilitator for something called Ultimate Contribution Uncovered. And it's an 8-call, it's 2 months, but the last call is actually in month 5. It's a bit of a review call. But it's an amazing, amazing pathway for people to go through. And what makes it so different, it's all centered around your core values, your vision, and your mission for this world. And we've all heard a lot about values and vision and mission, etc. But what makes us different, and the ultimate contribution different, is having somebody like me as the facilitator to reflect back to you your life experiences, and that you shared with me on a 2-hour call. And from that call, I'm able to see what I believe are your core values that are coming through loud and clear through the evidence that you shared with me, which is your life experiences. Also, your core strengths, what you're inherently good at. And a lot of programs out there do not do that. They don't do the deep dive experience. And there's a lot of programs out there that will get you to write your own 10 core values or 5 core values or whatever. And yes, we will know some of our core values, but they are coming from a place of you thinking that that's what your values are without really understanding why. And the classic saying, you can't see the wood for the trees. It's really hard to see your own core values. I always knew that honesty and authenticity would definitely be 2 of mine, which they are. And I went through this pathway back in 2018. So I actually did this myself, and that's how I ended up becoming a facilitator for it. And to have somebody, so, you know, to be able to talk about your life for 2 hours is really empowering anyway. And when you do the exercise of actually thinking of these life experiences, so we recommend about 20 life experiences, and hopefully 10 negative, 10 positive. The important thing about these experiences is how we felt in those memories, how we felt at that time, because we've all got different versions of events. Like, I have memories from my childhood where there may be 2 or 3 other people involved in that memory, but their version of what they remember is different to mine, maybe only slightly, but sometimes massively. So what's important is basically how we felt in, you know, whatever the pivotal moment was in that memory, and that's why it's so prevalent for us. And it was one of the ones that we wanted to talk about on this call. And what we ask you to do is we ask you to rate it from 0 to 100, and that will be a +100 or a -100, and anything in between. And really, we want to look at those experiences that are at least a 70 upwards, because those are the ones that had a massive impact for you. And we really want to understand how you felt in those memories and how you felt at the time. And if you can, you know, from a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old or a, excuse me, a 15-year-old, look at it from that perspective, remember it from that perspective, not from the adult looking back. That's really, really important. So going through that experience is hugely, hugely powerful. And then I get the opportunity to obviously go through all of that, and I pull out what I believe are your core values and your core strengths. And then on the next call, I will share that with you based on the evidence that you've given to me. And then you have the opportunity to go away from that call and you formulate what are the top 10 for both. And you come back and you share that with me. And I love that call because it's you taking ownership of who you truly are, perhaps for the very, very first time. And what's really important to note here as well is these are true core values, not things that we want to be. Like, we all want to be fun. We all want to, you know, I don't know, love or freedom or any of these like wonderful words. We all want to have the positive stuff, but sometimes there's less positive stuff. Like, to give you an example, one of mine is also loyalty. And I fought that. I didn't want that to be one of my top values. I didn't. And the reason I didn't was because I saw loyalty as negative, in as much as I've been overly loyal in situations that no longer served me, way over the time when I should have left. And that's been in careers, that's been in relationships. However, loyalty is a very positive value as well. We all want those loyal friends, loyal families, loyal relationships. There's a lot to be said for that. And understanding that, and understanding why loyalty was one of mine, which I would never have got to on my own, not in a million years, was hugely, hugely powerful. And that's a great example of something where this work, the ultimate contribution work, gives you way more than the average core value program that might be out there, or whatever. However, you can make up your own core values, and lots of businesses, they get the marketing department to write out a list of core values that are not aligned with the leadership team, that are not aligned with the employees, that are not aligned with the clients. So doing this work in businesses as well, we take the leaders through the work to establish their core values. So then they're able to formulate their own vision, obviously with our help, how they're going to achieve that vision through their mission statement. And then also goal setting and strategy. So looking at the next 12 months, and it's like bite-sized chunks of how you're going to start walking towards that vision. And again, we always say as well, even if you never achieved your vision in this lifetime, if you're working towards it every day of your life is going to be way more fulfilled than it would have been without that. So we do the same process with the leaders in a business, or, you know, from the very start, startups, from a solopreneur or whatever. What are your values? What's your vision? What's your mission? Now let's look at the business. And so, for example, if we were looking at a business with, say, 5 leaders, we then would take that, all of that work, those values, those visions, those missions from those 5 individuals, and work that into what the actual business values and vision and mission is now. Because that business might have been running for, say, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever. And it's been diluted. It's grown. The leadership has grown or changed. Everybody's got their own personalities. Everybody's got their own values. There can be very often a lot of bickering going on with the leaders and that sort of thing. And to be able to highlight each individual, who they truly are and what they actually care about, is massively powerful. Is powerful on an individual level, but to then bring that through into what the actual business looks like today is huge, because then the employees will see, perhaps for the first time, a clear reflection of what their business is that they're working in. And for some people, they're not going to like that anymore, and they're probably going to leave. And that's a good thing, because if they're not bought into the business's core values, vision and mission, then they're not going to be fulfilled. They're probably not going to be one of your best performers. They're not going to be happy. They might be a pain in your ass. So what you want as a business is you want employees that give a shit about your values, your vision and your mission, and that are aligned with them. And we're doing some work at the moment with another organization where we're actually taking the employees through this. Now, we've done 40 or so, and we're going to continue to do the rest of the staff as well. And it's sort of changed, this work, as the business that we're working with started it off as thinking about offering a bespoke career path for their employees. So we were going to map sort of career strategy over and above what we find on an individual level. But because the work that we've done with these individuals has been so amazing for them, and the feedback has been so amazing, the leadership team have now decided that the work that we've been doing is a fantastic standalone product in its own right. And they're actually talking about offering this now as part of the benefits package of any employee that works for them, and obviously any new employee that works for them. How amazing is that? So yeah, so I wanted to share this with you because I never really talk about what I do. I'm terrible at selling myself, considering I was in sales for over 20 years. It's always easier to sell something or someone else rather than yourself. So yeah, so every so often I've decided I'm going to just do a little sort of 20-minute chat. So today I decided it was going to be about the ultimate contribution and covered work that I do. And if you want to find out more about that, you will find it on my website, which is melclarkecoaching.com. And as I say, we can do it on the individuals, and we do it within businesses as well. And yes, I think I will leave it there. And if you want to know more, you can reach out through my website. There's loads of ways you can contact me: by phone, by email, through a contact form, etc. And as always, you can find me on my socials. LinkedIn is my main place probably, and then Facebook and Instagram. So hope that was insightful. And if you're interested, please do reach out. See you next time.